Today I fucked up by drinking Starbucks. I'm currently in bed, huddled under the covers and riding out the shockwaves of trauma from this event. My first fuck up was trying to cut out caffeine a few months ago. I succeeded, but also lost my tolerance for caffeine, was drinking an average of 8 espresso shots throughout the day. Today, maybe 2 hours ago, I went to a doctor's appointment. This appointment was in a huge hospital, one that had a food court and of course, a Starbucks. It was a mental health related program, so I was a bit on edge afterwards. I saw the sign for Starbucks and the clouds of depression began to life. Oh hell yes, the sweet nectar of life beckons to me. I get in line and order a medium-sized coffee, cream and sugar, something tame, I thought to myself. Not tame enough apparently. I got in the car and started to drive home. About 10 minutes away, I feel a bubbling in my gut. Oh boy. It's fine, I say to myself, I can make it home without incident. Oh, how wrong I was. While I had been focused on keeping my asshole clenched, I had forgotten that nearly every road and intersection on my way home was clogged up by construction. Detours everywhere. Every time I thought I was getting close to home, I was forced to backtrack and drive a few streets over. At this point, I'm sweating and shaking, my legs are essentially vibrating, and I have no idea how I haven't passed out at the wheel yet. And then it hits me. The cramps. I got my fucking period. In the car. Any person with a uterus will tell you how bad cramps are until they are blue in the face. I will do the same, because when I ovulate, I get cysts all over my ovaries due to PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Needless to say, it makes everything way more awful than it needs to be. My abdomen tightens up, trying to force all of the coffee after birth and uterine tissue out of me, but I resist. I will not shit my car, and I certainly will not bleed onto my seats. That shit isn't even paid off yet. I get rerouted for what feels like the millionth time, and finally I see it, a road to home with no construction. I step on the gas and swing around every corner with the gumption and moxie of an F1 driver. In doing this, I have fucked up again. I currently have an inner ear infection, and in my haste I have shaken up all the liquid in my cochlea. Vertigo. Vertigo like you wouldn't believe. To recap, I'm holding in a torrent of liquid regret, clenching my pelvic floor muscles to keep as much of my uterus inside of me as possible, and now I'm dizzy enough that I could no longer tell if my eyes were crossed or not. I fly into my driveway, throw my car in park and yank my keys out. I run to my porcelain throne as fast as my entirely clenched body would allow me, all the while bumping into things in my way because the vertigo hadn't gone away yet, and I was effectively as coordinated as a drunk person. When I say it was a photo finish, I'm not joking. I started shitting before my ass even hit the toilet, everything landed in the bowl toe, thankfully. I was sitting there for, legitimately, nearly 45 minutes. 100% liquid. And it didn't stop for more than 3 seconds at a time. Once it was over I felt like I had run a marathon wearing lead boots. All of my energy was gone. I crawled upstairs on my hands and knees with the intent of getting in bed, but had to make a mad dash for the bathroom once again and do it all a second time. Finally got myself in the shower to rinse off all of my sweat and potential residue of my poor choices. And then had to stop mid-shower for a third round of misery. I feel another round coming, so this is probably the end of my post. Too long didn't read. If you're drinking coffee and have to drive home immediately after, maybe shit before you leave the coffee shop. Edit, thank you for the gold, stranger. I'm glad my story was deemed worthy. Edit 2, thank you for another gold and also platinum. To answer some questions, yes, I am staying hydrated. My mom bought me an absurd amount of Gatorade once she learned of my rectal exorcism. I also did not expect this to gain any attention whatsoever, but thank you for the upvotes and kind words, smile. Edit 3, and 2 silver. Damn y'all generous. Me and my burning insides thank you 3. Edit 4, tomorrow there may be a second today I fucked up in which I gripe about not posting this from my main account. Thank you for all the gold and silver and platinum, readers. I appreciate you. I'm not feeling quite alright, so my father might be driving me to the hospital. I'm sure I'm fine, but it's better safe than sorry. Final update, I went to my primary care doctor. It's not IBS, but apparently I am very much lactose intolerant. Makes sense now. Period shits plus coffee shits, and an ear infection. You are definitely having a bad day. My whole body feels like the sugar-free gummy bears review. Starbucks tends to tear up my insides. I always have to eat something before / while drinking it to lessen the bubble gut that inevitably occurs. On the flip side, I know what to drink if I'm having trouble pooping. Honestly had to run to the loo after reading this just to make sure. The pure pain of the beginning of a period and a grumbly tummy ache about y'all, but period shits are a real problem, was so avidly described I could feel the pain. Bless your little cotton socks and get well soon. This just reminded me of a post I should make. Let's just say you were luckier than I. Oof, I'm sorry friend. I hope your pants and your car seats are okay. Today I fucked up by encouraging female ejaculation, NSFW. So I've been fooling around with this girl for a while now, and naturally we've cycled through all your standard vanilla kinks and things were starting to wind down a bit. This wasn't a big deal though, as neither of us is interested in anything more than casual sex, so there's no pressure to keep things fresh and exciting. That being said, a little bit ago she randomly messaged me saying she has something naughty to share and sends me cell phone footage of her with a vibrator doing some impressive pornography grade squirting. She goes on to talk about how excited she is for teaching herself how, and we proceed to make plans to explore this further. Next thing I know, she's coming in my face like a Chinese firefighter trying to extinguish a burning chemical factory while I'm right there dumping fuel on the flames. Now, before I get carried away here, I'll just say, I'm a nurse by trade, and I have no delusions about what's really going on. I can tell exactly where her juices are coming from, and I've made peace with the fact that the girl is pissing in my face while I go down on her, no big deal. So finally, to the point. She's been squirting in my face for a few weeks now, and I've gotten enough in my mouth to know how it tastes. The most surprising thing about the experience is the fact that her piss didn't taste at all like I'd thought it would. Ranging from unflavored Gatorade to that bland tea they serve you at Oriental restaurants, that you dump sugar packets into. I thought it was a fluke at first, but after repeatedly testing this observation, I'm quite certain that her piss tastes sweet, sometimes blatantly so. The perverted side of me thought all this was kinky as hell, so I really didn't think on it too much until this morning. I just woke up and had a weird nurse's epiphany about it. Sweet urine. Glucose urine. Glycosuria. Jesus Christ. I'm a fucking dumbass. I race over to my bag where I keep my backup glucometer for work, wake her bleary-eyed ass up, and pricked her finger to check her blood sugar. 441. Fuck. Recheck. 453. Shit. Asymptomatic, but hyperglycemic as fuck. She's got the beatus. Diabetes. I broke the news as gently as I could, which was something to the tune of holy shit fuck. That's some serious fucking diabetes. Call your doctor. Hysterics ensued. So now she's out to the doctor's office and possibly the urgent care clinic for treatment, and I'm sitting here trying to figure out a good cover story for how I knew. Too long didn't read. Today I fucked up by breaking some bad news to a girl after she squirted in my face, and I diagnosed her with diabetes after realizing her piss was unnaturally sweet. Update, insert the obligatory this went supernova. 1. On a serious note though, thanks for the Reddit gold ~n shower ~. This has been a long day and I haven't felt this cool on the internet since that time I used a voice modulator in an MMORPG to convince my guild I was a black guy. To bring things current, the girl is doing fine now. They've ran more thorough tests and strongly suspect she's a type 1 diabetic, but it'll take a few days and tests to confirm the preliminary results. She's got a lot on her mind. All I can think about though is how we went from casual fuck buddies to irreversibly connected by the act of getting her piss in my mouth. Still, the response has been hilariously fantastic. While there's a lot of contention on whether this is a fuck up, I'll just say that a couple factors had stuck out to me personally that framed it like that, such as the fact that it took weeks for me to piece this all together, my majorly panicked reaction to it, and the resulting state of hysteria I had caused after scaring the girl half to death. That all kind of overshadowed the lucky guess I made, in my mind anyway. No longer though. Right now I feel like the fucking man, thanks for helping me see the cloud's golden lining. I don't think I ever saw this episode of House. Spoiler, it's not Lou Piss. Patrice O'Neill has a whole bit about this. We gotta go to the hospital, baby, your pee tastes like birthday cake. Q. What's the difference between a chickpea and a garbanzo bean? A. No one is interested in having a garbanzo bean on his face. You didn't fuck up. You may have saved her life. Yeah, but he's been drinking beet juice this whole time. This would make a shockingly anticlimactic kinky nurse porno. Better love story than Twilight. Today I fucked up by accusing my son of having an eating disorder. So, I like to think I'm an okay mom. I don't smother my son or let him get too crazy. He's 15, so I always knock on the door, not just to be respectful, but because there's some things a mom shouldn't see. Well, yesterday he left to go to the McDonald's across the street with some friends. I assumed he'd be a couple hours, so as far as I knew I was alone. I decided to take advantage by putting on some headphones that wouldn't be inevitably tugged on with a mom can question following. I'm doing the dishes, sweeping, trash, etc. while Metallica is blasting in my ears. I start gathering laundry / putting it away, and unbeknownst to me my son got home earlier than expected. I decided to toss his gym clothes I just finished washing on his bed while I was putting away my own clothes, as our rooms are right next to each other. I did not know he was home. I walk straight in without knocking and I'm horrified. My 15 years / old son is shoving a spoon down his throat and gagging over a cereal bowl. What the fuck? He instantly jumps, slowly turns over to me, and the spoon almost comically drops from his mouth. I set the clothes down and in my confusion / horror sit down next to him. I asked, what were you doing? And he's extremely nervous and keeps repeating, it's nothing, I wasn't doing anything. He's on the wrestling team and it clicked in my head, oh shit, he was making himself throw up, he must be body conscious, how did I not notice he was doing this to himself? I start giving a mom speech about how body dysphoria is extremely common in teens and he shouldn't be afraid to ask for help from a trusted adult, that I'm here for him, he's perfect just the way he is. He looks like a deer caught in the headlights and remains adamant he wasn't doing anything. I asked, is this something you'd rather talk about with uncle or coach? He's exasperated and tense, saying there's nothing to talk about. Finally, I just have to say, it's pretty obvious what you were doing and I need you to be honest with me or someone else so we can figure this out. Him, I wasn't trying to throw up. Me, then what were you doing? Him, I needed to know if I have a gag reflex. I'm extremely confused at this point and ask why. He blurts, I'm gay. I'm completely shocked and he has tears in his eyes. It clicks. Immediately wish I hadn't done laundry that day and give a quick I'm sorry, it's okay, I support you completely, I'll just leave you to that and continue doing chores. Dinner rolls around and he's refusing to make eye contact, but eventually we ease into a conversation about how he's been hiding it for a while, has a lot of homophobic friends and was ashamed to tell me because I'm your only son so you wouldn't have grandkids. He planned to come out in college. I had no idea he thought I'd react that way and assured him I'd love him no matter what. Apparently he's also not planning on doing anything he'd need to practice with a spoon for in the near future, but was just curious and wanted to be ready. I'm relieved but mostly want to forget I ever saw that. At least it brought us closer. Too long didn't read, walked in on son gagging himself with a spoon. Thought it was bulimia. Turns out he's just gay. Not a today I fucked up, it was a valid reaction as a parent of a teenager. Eating disorders don't care about your sexual orientation or anything else, so it's okay that that was your go-to. You sound like a much better mom than a lot of parents by just wanting your child to be healthy and then being supportive when you need it to be. And continuing to show him that support means you'll be able to laugh about this with him one day. You're doing fine. You accidentally saved him from years of hiding. He was planning to wait until college, which is at least 3 more years of feeling like he has to hide who he is from you. Glad you were able to save him from that. Guess I'm gay, best make sure I can take a dick without choking. The world is a bow today, I fucked up all place. As a long-time lover of sucking dick, I've never even thought to shove a spoon down my throat. Just pass on to him from a seasoned professional to grab your thumb as tight as you can to suppress the gag reflex. On second thought, don't give your son dick sucking advice. That's just weird. On second thought, don't give your son dick sucking advice. That's just weird. Really don't LMFAO. Awkward, oh yes, but no F you. Today you opened the door to self-confidence and better communication.